Wow.
What's up, everyone? It's your host here, Corey. School of Thought. How y'all doing? Figured I'd do a little intro video or intro. I don't know what you call it. But anyways, I had some more interesting things I believe would be good to talk about. Seemed to have a little bit of a interest in my last video, which I appreciate that. Like 0 dislikes. I'm really surprised. I didn't think that was possible. Here on the tube, I watched a video this morning, very interesting video, on Mr. John Stossel. He's a libertarian style guy. Used to work for, I think, NBC or CBS, one of the big ones, or ABC. I don't know if there's a lot of them. And he's a libertarian now, and he's blah, 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 whatever, changed his ideology. I more than anything align myself with libertarian ideals, constitutional style, but like I said, you should always be one good argument away from changing your stances or your opinions. Anyways, after I get my cancer in me, wanted to bring up the question of what is the thoughts on Mr. Yang's or any Democrat at that universal health care. I personally don't know if we're ready for it in 2020. I don't think it should be implemented that early because it's just a lot to be having the government give the $1,000 a month freedom dividend, whatever, UBI. It's going to cost like $2 trillion to $3 trillion, somewhere around there. And then universal health care, which we already spend a lot in universal health care already with Medicare, Medicaid, but it's with only a select few. I think we spend a lot. It's about $1 trillion. Spend about $1 trillion a year on that. So, I mean, we're already spending a lot on free health care. But what I wanted to get at was, should Andrew Yang, how would he propose that? Because I mean, when AI comes in, you know, people lose their jobs, they lose their health insurance, blah, blah. I understand it at that point, but it's not there yet. And it's projected in 12 years that a third of the economy or the workforce will lose their jobs. But that's just projections. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. You don't know what the statewide government will do. They could start banning them if they wanted. I guarantee the South would be all for that, because usually when I bring this up to people around here.
Note, awaiting request.
It works the same and makes sure people don't lose their jobs. Jim Bob, what time is it?
Dude, it is 3:27.
Oh.
That's kind of their answer is, let's ban it. So that's kind of the mindset. I don't know how it is over in Midwest, East, Northeast, whatever. I don't know how that is, but here in South, which I'm in Texas, that is what everyone kind of results to when they think about AI taking everyone's jobs. Oh, we'll just ban it. So, who knows? My whole thing is, I'm not against the idea of universal basic income or universal health care, as long as there's a sustainable way to have it and also not be bogged down by waiting times, because it's a real issue in European countries of waiting times. There's people that needed serious surgeries and couldn't get them because there wasn't resources or there wasn't the money to fund it. So that's an issue. And my whole thing is that if say Mr. Yang wins, I wouldn't be mad. I really wouldn't. I'd actually be quite happy to see him there, because I think he's a big change from what we've been going through, you know, with Trump. He's kind of an outsider, but not really.
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state?
Obama, and he wasn't any good. Bush's no good. Clintons before that, Bushes, and then, you know, Reagan. All of them, I just think they were just all career style politicians, and they all are, pretty much. And I'm sick of it. Trump poses himself as someone who's not. I don't buy it. I think he's the same as all of them. And bullshit! Seems a little bit of more of an outsider with his ideas. Because, you know, Trump's build the wall. I mean, it's not an outsider thought. That's like a huge opinion in the Republican Party of immigration reform. So that's really his biggest stance on anything. The only thing I could probably commend him on, is not really being into the interventionist foreign policy. He's been done very well, in my opinion, on that aspect, which Obama, obviously Bush, did not. So
now watch this drive.
Being the outsider, if he wins and he implements the universal basic income, universal healthcare, I think if he does, which I don't know for a fact, that's a fault to me of not doing proper research. How is he going to, I mean, I hope the way he does it is leaving a private insurance with also a universal. So whereas someone who's, you know, makes plenty of money, who's upper middle class to a higher class, to the upper class, yeah. So the upper class, higher middle class in the upper class. When they
Today, Junior!
You know, if they can afford a faster, better surgeon, they should have the choice to do that. Now, I understand the lower income people can't afford that kind of service and usually cripples them in debt. So, I think that you should definitely leave the private side in it. Let competition run. Don't run the private hospitals and insurances out of business. Don't do that. Let people choose what they want and then go from there. So, and now let the people with lower middle class to the low income areas, you know, they'll probably go on the universal health care. And also it makes for less people being on it because there's 360 million people in America. If 360 million people were on one healthcare service, it would be a disaster. Just let me tell you there. But I think it's got me thinking. So, you know, I don't know if Mr. Yang will win. He's not projected to win, which doesn't mean anything. Trump wasn't projected to kill Hillary, and he did. So, just any Democrat at this point, because they're all for it. They're all for basically the same thing. Maybe not universal basic income, but universal health care. I don't know. I hope it's done smartly, which I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Pelosi, which I don't even know if she's in the race still. I don't trust, what's her name? Elizabeth Warren. I don't trust. I don't think Sanders has the right idea. I think he's a good guy, but I don't think he's got the right idea of what needs to be done. I think Mr. Yang really has the most realistic, idealistic attitude towards it. So we'll see how that transpires. I'm interested in what y'all think because I think it's an interesting topic that, you know, a lot of people aren't really talking about, and it should be talked about. Yeah, it's quite the saga we're gonna see here, I think. And I think Andrew Yang will probably be the only one that could beat Trump too, because he's smart. He's really smart. Warren's an idiot. Biden's an idiot. Pelosi's an idiot. I don't even. Is she running for president? Maybe not. I don't know. I've kind of started to slowly get back into politics. I wasn't really supposed to, but it always comes back to me. And I always have to give my opinion because I'm an opinionated human being like all the rest of us. But yeah, that's basically all I really have right now. Plus I don't want this video to go very long because people won't watch it. And oh yeah, gonna be having new merchandise coming in pretty soon. It's gonna be I don't know how I'd show y'all. I guess I could probably just edit that in at some point if I can figure that out. But oh yeah, I'm going to have new equipment, everything else in. Gonna get a whole bunch of other stuff. And I got video editing now. I paid for, so hopefully it'll be a lot better. I got a new intro, which you've probably already seen by now if you've watched the video. So that will transpire here pretty soon. But I appreciate it, guys, and I hope y'all enjoy. Y'all comment, argue in the comments. Like I said, try and keep it civil. I don't really care though, because it's a free country and you should be able to be mad at whoever you want. But I like intelligent conversation better. Civil discourse is always better, I promise. Putting emotions through politics never works. That's what we've done for the past 20 years and we shouldn't do it no more. So, all right, guys. I'm signing off. This is School of Thought with your host. My name's Corey. I'll see y'all next time. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want to do. See y'all later.